Howdy all, my name is Jan Steinhauer, and today I wanted to show you how you can add a tab and a double tap to an entity in VisionOS. So let's go. So first of all, we're going to open Xcode, click on VisionOS, and create a new app here. Hereby you can leave everything as default. The first thing we got to do when our project is created, to go in the info.plist file and change the preferred default scene sessions to an immersive space, which we do here. And then we have to also declare that it's not a window group anymore, but an immersive space. So we say immersive space. Perfect. So second of all, we need anything to touch and double tap. So therefore, I'm just going to import really quick my code for a sphere. Okay, perfect. This is the implementation for a simple sphere, where I just created a model entity and gave the sphere just some, I would say, default properties of how big it is, how it should look like, and especially that it's here positioned in front of us. And everything is wrapped in a reality view, and in the end I added the sphere. So for the double tap, I think it would be best to indicate it via changing the scale of it, and for a single tap we can just change the color. First we're going to declare two state variables. So first we have the state of private var tapped, which is a single tap. This is false. And the second state we're going to have is the double tap. So next of all, we are going to declare a gesture. But for this one, we have to declare actually two gestures. The first gesture is a normal gesture, and the second one is a high priority gesture. For the normal one, we're going to have the single tap. So we're going to go in here and say gesture. Then we're going to have our tap gesture. Then we have to declare to which entity it should go. So targeted to entity where we have our sphere. Then we have our on end. So when the tap ends, what should happen? We're gonna say, because we don't need that value, we're gonna say that normal tap should be toggled. And I said we wanna change the color of it. When it's just normal tap, so we're gonna go in the sphere dot model. That's an optional here. So we're gonna say dot materials, and here we're gonna have our simple material, an if statement. So we're gonna say tapped. So if it's tapped, it should be blue, but if not, it should be green. This was what this is saying. Okay, so let's first test it out if this goes. Perfect, our simulation has loaded, so we can tap on it, and you can see we can switch the color of the sphere by just clicking on it. So now let's just implement the double tap as well. First of all, we have to declare here a high priority gesture, and it's also a tap gesture. Now maybe you ask yourself, like, how do you distinguish between like a double and a single tap? This is why like the tap gesture has a property called a parameter called count. So we have to declare for a single tap the count 1, and here we have to declare the count 2. And here it's just the same procedure. It's a target entity to sphere. We have our on-end property, where we have our action. And then we're gonna say, of course, double tap, so it works both ways. If you tap on it, and if you tap on it again, it is the reverse action. And then in order to change the size, we're gonna go on sphere.scale. And then we have to init again, repeating. We want to either scale it down by half, or we want to have it again back to normal. Okay, let's run our code again, and hopefully it works. Okay, so single tap works, and double tap works as well. Perfect, I hope you liked this tutorial. See you in the next one.